Hello and welcome to a channel update for April. So it's been a while since we've done one of these, but I felt it was about time because I've gone through a couple of different things, a couple of things have come on the channel, a couple of things have left the channel, and basically I want to get everyone on the right path, and I also want to explain where some videos have been and what's been going on with me lately. I think we'll start with that. I have moved flat, so I have moved to a completely different location, much nearer my work, which means that hopefully I can put some more time into the channel. I was having some issues where I was kind of burning myself out a little bit. I'd spend all this time driving back and forth, and then I would then try and fit in like YouTube stuff like in the morning before I go to work or after I came back from work, and that all didn't really work. Like that doesn't really go very well. So what I've got now is a much better situation. I can easily set things off in the morning to render before I go to work, come home at lunch, upload them, get all of that stuff sorted out, and then when I'm in the evenings where I really don't feel like doing any of that because it's all actual, it involves doing a lot of kind of busy work, I can just sit down, play the games, and get the recordings done, which is one of the main issues. I was losing out time to recording because I was rendering while I was sitting at my PC, which meant I couldn't record. It was madness. Anyway, all that sorted, and hopefully everything will be fine from this point on. Another issue is that Kingdom Come is a little bit longer than I initially expected, because I keep thinking we're near the end of that game, so I'm like, we'll just push on with it. But 5 series is a little bit too many, and it's not really working very well, but hopefully we are actually near the end. When we get to talking about that, I'll talk a little bit more. In fact, let's just pivot onto that. Kingdom Come. What is my main problem with that game right now? Well, it crashes a lot. Like, I've got to this section, and it's a section I went, okay, we'll do this again. We'll take a step back. It didn't work out well the first time. We'll do it again, and we'll try it a different way. Thought, that seems reasonable. Turns out it's not reasonable at all, because when I tried it a different way, it crashed, and it crashed, and it crashed, and it crashed. There have been several patches since that point, which is where I've been waiting for. Like, I saw some patches and thought, I'll just hold off, let the patches come out, and then we'll see how everything kind of lies. See what kind of place we're at, see what kind of situation everything's going with, and see whether we can, carry on with the series. And I think it's going to be good. I'm going to try it right after this video, and then you'll know whether, if you see a Kingdom Come video tomorrow, when this video comes out, which is today, for you, you'll know that it worked. If you don't, then you'll know that I'm still trying. Anyway, apart from that, let's just move up our list. Yes, I did switch from Notepad to Trello. This is completely not how you meant to use Trello, but I thought, I just need something where I can have lines and have things assigned to the lines. I don't need anything else, don't need anything fancy, and this seems to work for my purposes. It also means that if I want to change the schedule, I can just go, whoop, it's in a different line. Anyway, we're not going to do that. What have we got? We have Witcher 3. Witcher 3 is absolutely fine. Absolutely no problems with it. Seems to be going without a hitch, really. Think we're getting near the end of the game. We're kind of getting to the point where we're finishing more quests than we're receiving, which I would assume means we're getting to the end point. What we're gonna do with that, after, we talked about it a bit in the series, but if you didn't know, we're gonna finish the main game, and then I believe that you can reload a save, and then you can go to the DLC from that save. I think that sounds like the best plan. So we finish everything, then we go to the point of no return. We create a save, go past the point of no return, finish the game, go back in time, then go and do the DLC. Also, for each DLC, what we're going to do is we're going to use these reset potions that are in the game, and we're going to switch up our build. So there are kind of 3 main builds as far as I can tell. There's magic, swords, and then kind of bombs and alchemy and other stuff. I think what we're going to do is we're going to just try a different one each time. I think we're doing magic for the main game, so we could switch to sword for Heart of Stone and alchemy stuff for Blood and Wine, something like that. I haven't really decided yet, but that's the current plan there. Right, EU4, what is going on with that series? Well, it's not going towards success, I can tell you that. Looks like the second one is probably not going to succeed. I mean, there's still a chance. It's not a 0%. I'd say like there's 10 to 15% chance that it ends in success, about 85-90% chance it ends in absolute failure. But either way, it should be done by the end of this week. I don't think I'm going to try it again, because I feel like we've got most of what we're going to get out of it. I really kind of enjoyed going back to EU4, but I think I want to pull back, do something that isn't a Paradox game for a little bit. Try something a little bit different, and then we'll come back and do something else. Might do Stellaris, might do some Victoria 2, just restart the line, might do some Hearts of Iron 4 after that, but yeah, we'll play something that isn't a Paradox game in that slot, and then we'll mix things up. Things should get mixed up a little bit more as well when we talk about Elder Kings, which is hopefully very, very near the end. Like, we've got, what is it? We have conquered most of the land. We only have High Elves, Kaji, and a few humans left, and then we're done. So we've only got everything we only got a small amount on the left-hand side of Tamriel to get, and it should go fairly quickly. We're getting to the point where we're getting so much money that we can do assassinations quickly, and we can actually roll on, and once that series ends, it's going to open up a lot of potential for new stuff, because while I'm playing some mods, lots of people come in and say, can you play this mod? And I'm thinking, I could if I wasn't just playing Elder Kings non-stop. Like, if I had something else in that slot, we could definitely work things out a little bit better. And I would prefer to be having my 2 Crusader Kings series on the same patch. Having them on different patches is a little annoying, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Yes. The other Crusader Kings series, Righteous Reichlanders, or is it Righteous Reichman? I have no idea. I'll need to look it up before I do the next recording and try and do an intro. But anyway, it is it's a good series. I'm enjoying it. It's a little bit slower, but I think that kind of goes well with the Elder Kings being a much faster paced, like, don't care about any of the pop-ups kind of series. Righteous Reichlanders, a little bit slower, a little bit more time, a little bit more thought. And I like it a little. I like it. It's probably going to transition into a little bit of a faster series, where just naturally that's how Crusader Kings goes. Once you get larger, it's easier to get even larger, and then a lot of it becomes about managing internal stuff. But that's fine, because what should happen is Elder King should end, it should then become the slower series, and then you see how that's how it should work. It should rotate like that. What's happened though is Elder Kings is stuck there, and it's just a series, it's just a block, and it's not really working. But anyway, that is the current plan. I've also changed the schedule so that it is Monday to Friday for all of the Paradox stuff, so for those 3 slots, and then RPGs are just every day of the week, mainly because as we found when we first played Pillars of Eternity, if you're doing a limited number of RPG episodes a week, it takes forever to finish them. If you are doing 7 a week, that's probably the max number I could do, and also probably the max number that works. If you do more than 1 episode of something a day, I found that you get severe diminishing returns on it. Like, even if it's a series that's sequential, where you have to watch every episode, the first episode of the day or the second episode of the day will always get more views. Like, 1 will definitely be up there. It's just a little bit of a quirk. Like, I did consider switching Crusader Kings to just 1 series, and we do 1 each a day. If that's something that you think sounds fantastic, then, you know, just tell me. That's kind of why I'm doing this. It's so I can get some feedback. So I was considering doing it so it's like just 1 Crusader King series, but we do twice as much content a day, and that way each series goes by quicker, and that way we kind of move through things quicker, and it means that I can record a larger backlog up front because I'm just recording 1 series. I don't know, just a thought. But on the other hand, it could also mean that the severe diminishing returns, if it's a mod that you're not interested in watching, then it doesn't really work out. So, you know, bit of column A, bit of column B. Right, if we move along here to an even worse use of Trello, we have a waiting list. These are things that I would like to play, but currently do not have space in the schedule to play, or aren't out yet. Pillars of Eternity 2. I will be playing that on release because I am so looking forward to it. This weekend, when I moved flat, I was originally, I took the time off ages ago. Not because I was going to move flat, but because this was the original date of Pillars of Eternity 2 coming out. And I was like, oh, I'm going to take off lots of time, just going to record a huge backlog of it. Didn't quite work out that way, but luckily was able to pivot a little bit on that. I'm aiming to do the same thing for its actual release date. I'm aiming to take that time off, just record a huge backlog of it, and I'm going to try and run 5 series, but I'm going to try and run 5 series with a massive backlog. I think Pillars of Eternity is a game where it doesn't necessarily need a lot of feedback from like people watching. I think it's one of the strengths of kind of RPG ones in general, is that you can record a reasonably large backlog. Some are different. Kingdom Come is actually a little bit of a different one. I did record a very large backlog for that. I recorded about 30 episodes or something in advance. Well, probably not, like 20 episodes in advance, and it went very, very well for those 20 episodes, and then it ran out, and it, kind of left us in a little bit of a hole. But in general, I think that was a good idea. I think it was a very good idea to go so far ahead with an RPG, because a lot of the time in an RPG, there's a lot of kind of figuring out things yourself, and that works very, very well, I think. Compared to something like Crusader Kings, where there's a lot of, if somebody has like, oh, you could do X with this character. Crusader Kings, there's a lot more, you have to do it now, or you're going to lose your opportunity. I feel like the feedback works better. There's a little bit more, I think it worked. I'm trying to think of the right word, but anyway, you get my point. I think Crusader Kings is a better one for feedback. Same with Europa Universalis 4. For this game I have no idea how to play well, that works fantastically for feedback, because I can be constantly grabbing ideas, and it helps the series not just become like, oh, what am I doing here? Anyway, other games. Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire is something I want to play more of, but I think it's going to be kind of an inconsistent thing on the channel if it's going to continue. I don't really have a slot for it, and although I really like the game, I don't think that, like, views were not amazing, and I'm happy to play off camera. So at that point, it's like, yeah, I might do the odd video of it, but, it's going to be the odd video. I think Slay the Spire was fun, though. Yeah, definitely a good game. Also, it's still in early access, so when it comes out of early access, there might be more content, might come back to it. So that's why it's kind of there. Other ones, we have Pathfinder Kingmaker, which is the one that I played a couple of episodes of and then ran out of content. Literally, we got to the end of the content and we saw the bits that weren't quite finished. But yeah, that looked like a really fun game. It could be something really good to kind of sink our teeth into, go really in depth, but depends when it comes out. If it comes out in, say, May the 9th, probably not playing it for a very long time. If it comes out December, perfect. So, depends, but it looks great. Well, it looked great. We'll see how it looks on release as well. Maybe they mess it up somehow, but I don't know. It seemed like they were on the right path. Okay, then we get 3 Crusader Kings ones that I've heard a reasonable amount. Witcher Kings, as far as I know, has not had a patch since last I played it. If it still hasn't had a patch, I'm planning, I think, to play after Elder Kings, because Witcher Kings series tend to be a little bit shorter, and it's been asked for a lot. So, Witcher Kings, definitely something that's on the radar. If it hasn't been patched by the time we get to it, what I think I'll do is I'll play on the previous version, the one I originally played on, which was a little bugged, but didn't crash, which I definitely think puts it higher on the list. But yeah, Witcher Kings could be fun to play. Daedalus Kings was one that was mentioned a while ago, but hasn't been mentioned so much recently. It was an unfinished mess when I first tried it, to be honest. It didn't seem to work very well. There's a chance they've updated it. There's a chance it's more, they've got more in it. It's something that I'm interested in doing. And then Elder Kings is, you see it over there and you're thinking, aren't you already doing Elder Kings? Yeah, but some people are asking, I've seen quite a lot of people asking for, like, oh, can you play on the latest patch? Is there, like, can you play with XYZ? Like, these different starts, and it could be fun to play a series of Elder Kings where we're actually exploring the cool mechanics in the game instead of just being like, Alright, so what's the absolute most objective best way to expand? Anyway, that's my plan with that. And then we got the Walking Dead Season 3. I should finish that at some point, because I played parts 1 to 3. I should play 4 and 5. It's 4 hours in total, and I feel like I should do that before a whole year has passed since the previous video on it. Anyway, yeah, that's just one that I've got there for me. I also want to finish it, because I want to finish it. And then we've got kind of to-do for me. I don't really know what I'm doing here. This was just me spitballing things that I want to change. Like, I do want to change up the artwork a little bit on the channel, because it's not quite where I'm happy with, but it's alright. Like, a lot of it's alright. Should probably... I think I still have the thing in the top bar where it says, like, I think it says I play Skyrim still. Like, I haven't played Skyrim in ages, but it's up there. Like, some of that could do with a little bit of twisting. Thumbnails, I need to make them a little bit more consistent. That's just about getting better at it. But, like, some consistency would be good. I kind of got a template, which I stuck with for a long time. Maybe revamping that slightly could be good. Spend a little bit of time on that. A lot of this is spend some time on it, which time is a valuable resource, which keeps running out. So, you know. Some of these might not get done, some of these might get done. Better audio, I think, is probably going to come down to, like, a mic or, like, some kind of, I don't know, noise-cancelling stuff that you can get around. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that. I'm very bad with audio. Like, I can get it to sound okay, but beyond that, I'm really bad. I don't know if you noticed, like, if you can watch, like, my Charlemagne series, the audio is terrible. You know why? Because I had the mic turned the wrong way around. For the entire time. For like 6 months, the mic was just turned the wrong way around, and I didn't notice at all. And then somebody was like, oh yeah, that audio sounds awful. And I looked at it, I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, now I can see your point. And then I turned it around, I was like, oh yeah, it sounds so much better. I didn't change my mic or anything. I just turned the mic around. So, yeah. Audio is something we need to work on. Video? I mean, videos are alright. I think they're probably fairly high bitrate anyway. What I need to do for video is probably down here where it says better PC. If I want to make it the video better, I gotta make the PC better so that I can have a higher, like a better CPU so it can kind of handle more stuff. Like, some Crusader King series are really slow because the CPU is getting maxed out. Same with Witcher. Witcher actually had a problem with CPU as well. I have to do kind of weird priority stuff with that to make it work properly. But yeah, that would make the video better, as if I can just get it lag-free all the time. But, you know, we'll see what we can do with that. Social media, no idea. I'm just going to start, like, I always say, like, oh, use Twitter more. Oh, use Discord more. I'm very bad with it. It's not a huge part of me caring. People don't seem to, like, interact with me very much that way. People seem to prefer the YouTube comments. Absolutely fine by me. I need to get better at answering them. Definitely need to get better at answering them. Because, like, I want to try and get them every week. I want to be able to answer all the comments for the previous week. I think that's alright. Sometimes it does take me hours to answer all these comments. Like, there are quite a lot of them. And sometimes they're really, like, people have spent a lot of time in depth, and I want to put the same amount of time back into answering them. That's why it sometimes takes a little bit of time, and I don't really want to do it when... I don't just want to rush them. So that's sometimes why it takes a little bit longer. But that's alright. And, yeah, then get better in general. Because, yeah, there's a lot of things that I spot that I can do better. Like, a lot of things, and yeah. And, I don't know. If you ever spot anything, and you're like, oh, you don't do that very well, please tell me. I will take all the criticism, and I will try and act on it. This is why I've got this kind of board thing, so that I can then go, like, oh, okay, so somebody... Like, maybe I should just make a, you know, issues list. And then I can just go, like, if I feel the audio's not alright, just someone says, oh, audio's not quite right there, or I need to change this, I need to change that. That's probably worth doing. Actually, you know what I should probably do? Just so I have a list, put in a suggestions list, so if people say something, I actually mark it down, opposed to just remembering it in my head. Which worked alright, but we'll see what we can do with that. Anyway, that has been the channel update. It's been 20 minutes of me rambling, and if you've watched it all, then very well done. Thank you. please, you know, leave as many bits of comments or thoughts that you have below, because I am, you know, trying to put more effort into making this better. We'll see how that works. I always go in with good intentions, so yeah. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.